We're playing a bunch of these short punk songs now.
That song belongs on a Tony Hawk soundtrack.
Yes, it does.
That's all I could picture was me skateboarding in Barcelona. You never played the Thug series, did you?
Oh, I did.
We just talked about that. Oh, you did? Okay,
yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just Barcelona. I don't know. It's just like a Steve-O on the bowl. I don't know. I'm just like that's all I can think of. And
that's high praise, in my opinion.
Oh, I mean, immediately I was like, dude, I could skate to this. This is great. And I think that the mix helped with that too.
That was what I was thinking, because I was originally, when I first listened to this like demo EP, I was like, the mix is okay, it's whatever, but like
perfect.
I was going to say, listening to it again, like I think that it really fits with that very DIY punk aesthetic really well, that it's not overproduced. That might take something away from it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of punk has that's happened to a lot of punk. Because I miss like Dude Ranch, like the way Dude Ranch sounds, or like Cheshire Cat, or like anything like early Green Day, just how it's raw and it's not mixed super well. I miss that sound of like just the rawness of like, I don't know, it just reminds me of DIY, like we made this in our bedroom. And
for sure
they did.
I think that the the access to better equipment and things like that is driving people to try and make more polished stuff. But especially in like punk and metal, you don't necessarily have to do that as much to get the point across and to set the vibe,
Yeah, but I also feel like DAWs in general and like everything that we have to make music has just gotten better than that. So now you have to make that happen, right? Like you have to purposefully mix it in that way to make it sound like that, not just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense, because there's like a lot of like kind of tape saturation and things that happen in those like early demos.
Yeah.
That everything now, like even on the cheapest preamps, we're getting into the music production nerd section of the podcast.
Here we go. It happens every time.
It does. But even on like the cheapest audio interfaces that you buy, you'll get very clean sounding preamps. You probably won't notice the difference in sound between preamps unless you have like a fantastic ear. And so there's like a little bit of character that almost gets like stripped away.
Yeah, and I love that character. And I miss that. I don't know. I would like to, I mean, this would take money, but I would like to try and like record like a punk album that's just like, that uses old, like what they would have used in the 90s to make a record today. I think that'd be super dope.
It's so funny how that cheap shit is probably really expensive now, because
it totally is.
I mean, it's really funny, and I saw something about this recently, how all of the problems with modern technology will eventually be something that people seek out and try to recreate. Like you're even seeing that in like some like hyperpop and things like that, where people are trying to create the same sort of like digital artifacts that you got with like early shitty MP3s. And so it's really interesting how as things get better, people just try to emulate the bad parts of the past. You know?
I mean, even like on my songs, I add some artifacts just to make it, because the whole, I mean, especially with Goodbye All, like the whole point is that I'm like basically dying, right? And that's why the drums do that at the end, where they kind of like fall off and get super out of time. And then that whole I mean, it's not really an artifact, but near the end where it like crackles and shit, like I don't know where I'm going with that, but that's the artifact that I'm talking about.
Yeah. It was really funny when I first found this band, Sick Like You, because the first time that I saw them, they were playing at an open mic that I went to. And it was like there were way more people there than there normally are at these open mics, because usually it's like you'll get like, 15, 20 people, something like that there, and everybody's there to perform and just support the other people who are there. And there was like, it was a packed house that night. I'm like, what is going on? And most of them were people who knew this band because this was like their like first time playing live before like actually doing like real gigs. And
cool to see.
It was really fun because everybody else is kind of doing like stripped back stuff, because it's like, I've got a band, but I just brought my acoustic guitar to play a couple of songs or whatever. Right. And then you've got this loud ass punk band that plays like the most ripping 3-song set you've ever heard. It just blows everybody away. And like since then I'm like, all right, I have to follow these guys. I have to go to
That's
their
awesome.
shows. They're fucking sick.
Yeah, that was a great bop.
What are we up to next?
The next one I got is from a band called 95 Corolla. I also met them through the DIY Discord. They're from Nashville. They're a punk band, and they're dope. The song is called Exit. Again, it's 95 Corolla, Exit.